That was awesome. That was awesome. Oh my goodness. I just did a 7-minute live and hadn't clicked the button. For those of you out there that are thinking, I can't do this, think about this moment. 7 minutes. Shared a whole bunch, the whole thing, until I realized I hadn't clicked the button. I love y'all. For those of you that don't know me, I am the Michelle Olivia. I'm a transformational life coach and motivational badass. And today I am coming to you talking about, here's the thing. Everyone knows or has heard about, most of us I should say, have known or have heard about words of the year. At the beginning of the year where folks pick a word that's going to be their guiding word for the year. And I picked mine. Of course, as a chronic overachiever, I picked two, passion and focus, which for me go hand in hand because this year I've made a huge decision to stay focused on my passion, which, as you all know, is helping other women to step out of the shadows, to discover who they are right now, and to create the life of their dreams. So along that line, although I had my words, there were some phrases that were pulling at my heart. And I'm going to share one phrase, and then I'm also going to share a list of 4 questions that I use before I add anything to my plate. First, the phrase that I have gone with this year. Most of us have heard of massive action, taking action, and you may have, especially recently, heard of imperfect action. Massive action is basically the thing you need to do and a shit ton of it. Your imperfect action is doing the thing without having it perfectly set up. You may not know exactly how you want it to look like. You may not know exactly what you're going to say, but it's doing the thing to move you forward. Even if you have to look back and say, okay, should have done that a little bit differently, tweaking it and going forward. Any action is better than imperfect action. So for me, my first phrase is massive imperfect action. Putting the two together and doing a bunch of the things you need to do even before you feel ready. Now on to my questions. And please drop in the comments if you have your word of the day word of the year or phrase of the year. Please drop them in the comments and let me know what yours are. I love reading them. Next, I'm going to slide in just a little comment before I get to the end. I want you all to know that I am committed to you to never use AI or ads. It's something that's really important to me because I am an everyday coach. I'm not, let me leave it at that. My goal is not to sell you something, and my goal is not to lie to you or use someone else's words. So when I share something that I got from someone else, I'm going to give them credit. When I share something, when I'm usually sharing, it's completely from the heart. So moving on to my 4 questions that I'm really excited to share with you, and yes, you can steal them. As a lot of us who are overwhelmed and overworked and exhausted and unfulfilled, we always feel like there's too much on our plate. And when we get to the point that we feel that way, what do? We buy a bigger plate and keep piling on. So before I decide to add anything to my schedule now, I ask myself just a couple of questions. 1, does it make me happy? Really important. If you're doing something just because it makes someone else happy and it makes you miserable, rethink it. If I'm going to add something to my plate, should it at least be something that I actually enjoy? Yeah, it should. So that's question number 1. Does it make me happy? Question number 2, does it make me better? So I might not be ecstatic or happy to read a book. It may not fit into my schedule. It takes time. It's not my most exciting thing to do. I'm not a huge reader, but Audible all day. Anyway, but it does make me better. Reading adds knowledge. Reading sometimes brings me joy if I'm reading something happy or exciting, but doing something that makes me better. My volunteer time falls in that. So that necessarily may not make me happy, especially if you volunteer in an environment where you may experience loss or hardship, or see someone else experiencing those things. It may not be a joy-filled thing, but it is something that makes me better. So question number 2 is, does it make me better? Question number 3, for those of you out there that love that money, cha-ching, I ask myself, does it make me money? Now, the reason I ask myself that is there may be things that are either a short, quick, grab some cash, or an investable thing that I want to spend my time in that's going to bring me back the income goals that I'm shooting for, but it may not necessarily be something that makes me better. When I first retired from the restaurant business, I drove Uber, as some of you may know. Did it make me happy? No. Did it make me better? No. But it made me money, and it filled the gap while I was building my business. So don't be too proud to do something to make some extra money that doesn't necessarily make you happy or make you better. I've recently this year added the 4th question, along with my does it make me happy, does it make me better, or does it make me money? The last and possibly most important question, does it get me closer to my dreams and my goals? I'm going to say that again because it's super important. Does it get me closer to my dreams and my goals? If it doesn't get you closer to your dreams and goals, why the hell are you doing it? Let it sink in. Thank you so much for joining me today for this quick recap on my here's the thing and sharing with you all today. I hope you all have a peaceful, passionate, and purposeful day. I love you guys. Bye.